Top of the agenda is Toby Greene's tribunal appearance tonight in Melbourne, charged with serious misconduct in the aftermath of what was a well-forecast and typically brutal elimination final against the Dogs.
This is line in the sand. I know Bontempelli didn't mean to hurt Nick Haynes, but that is, you've got to take that stuff personally.
The Giants, I just think, metaphorically speaking, they'll bring steel chairs to this game.
This is what great sides do. They take it personally.
Don't accidentally leave the mouthguard in the bag. They genuinely now dislike each other.
He'll be blood today.
Bontempelli has been targeted all day. Any opportunity the Giants players had to get to him and niggle him, they've been into it.
So here's what unfolded today, Robbo. Yep. Michael Christian revealed on his video at AFL.com that he had sent it to the tribunal because of the culmination of all that happened in the grapple. Is Toby Greene came to Melbourne and he pleaded guilty to serious misconduct.
Right.
And then they started to work through it. The prosecution was making contact with the forearm and hands to Bontempelli's head and pulling the hair. There was no allegation of gouging. Greene said the reaction to what happened, his reaction was to what he perceived as a dangerous tackle. He said, "I overstepped the mark in my remonstration. I'm extremely apologetic." Representing the AFL, there was no submission about what he did with his hands, and it was the prosecutor's request of a fine between $5,000 and $7,500. It's described as one of the more significant fines requested in the tribunal hearing, but the actions fall short of warranting a suspension. There was a 12-minute deliberation by the three-man panel and they came at the high end of that fine.
Can you tell me why he got a fine for $7,000? So there was no eye gouging?
No.
Was there unnecessary contact to the face?
So rolled into...
I don't want rolled.
Yeah.
Was that a charge?
No, it wasn't.
I heard you on radio this morning driving in, Jared.
Yeah.
You expected him to plead guilty to misconduct, brackets, unnecessary contact to the face.
Yep. So making contact with the forearm and hands to Bontempelli's head and pulling the hair. That was what was alleged and that was what the plea of guilty was too.
That's a joke. That's a joke. I tell you what, there's been a little bit of trial by media and trial by everyone here. It's Toby Greene. When I saw it on Saturday, I said, oh, yeah, that's rough, but I was like all the commentators. We're playing for keeps here. This is big boys' game. Now, everyone started talking about eye gouging and unnecessary contact to the face. And I thought, eye gouging, Toby, if you're guilty of that, go and sit for 10 weeks. Simple as that. Now, that didn't even get mentioned.
There was no allegation of that.
So he's on the ground, vulnerable on the bottom, Bontempelli. So he's been found guilty of forearm rubbing into the face. That's what it looks like.
Yep.
Pulling hair, and hands on the face. If that is the charge, he had to get off. It is not a great look, right? And, you know, you play for keeps, Toby Greene, but that's not worth $7,000 fine, Jared. Can you see my point of view here?
Yeah, I do think it is... it is a charge.
Of misconduct, of pulling hair and forearm into the face.
I think that the rough treatment of Bontempelli and the way that he went about it, that's not legal within our game.
No, well, it's not
So
legal, but it's not. Hey, don't take this personally, but you're saying bring the steel chairs. We're playing for keeps up here.
Yeah.
Oh, forearm into the face. He didn't jam it into his face. He rolled it over his face. Free kick, head high. Come on, I think this has been overblown. And I was one of them thinking, Toby, if you've gouged and you're sticking your fingers here and then, you know, there was photos of a welt and abrasions on his face, I'm thinking, well, I can't wait to hear the evidence. Now that I've heard the evidence, Jared, that's a joke, in my opinion.